Hi, welcome to Blue Lizard Yoga's online yoga studio. Thank you so much for giving us a try. My name is Beth. I'm the lead teacher and owner of Blue Lizard Yoga. I've got a short practice for you today. It'll be a form style practice, and we'll work up towards eagle pose. The Sanskrit for that is Garudasana. I am sitting up on a blanket. It's nice to have to give your hips some lift, so feel free to grab a blanket or a towel to sit up on. If you've got other props that you like to have in your practice, please don't hesitate to have them nearby and to use them anytime you want to. All right, find a comfortable seat and sit up nice and tall. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders back, and then either close your eyes or just soften your gaze down to the mat. And now slowly allow your breath to deepen. Begin even to direct your breath in and out through your nose. And then on your next exhale, consciously release any effort or tension in your pelvis or your legs so that you feel more supported by the ground underneath you. And then from that base of support, stretch up through the crown of your head. Roll your shoulders back to lift your heart and lengthen your spine. Then bring your palms together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Let your thumbs rest gently on your sternum. And let your heart lift up towards your thumbs. Take a moment now to set an intention for your practice. And you can do that by asking yourself, what do I need from my yoga practice right now? And know that your intention can be anything. In this case, it can be, I'm just trying out this online yoga studio. Or it can be a moment for yourself, some time to stretch, some time to focus, relax. And whatever your intention is, hold that intention in your heart and honor it by bowing your head to your heart. Lower your hands, lift your chin, and open your eyes. And let's lie down onto our back. Bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet flat to the mat. Then hug your right knee into your chest. We're going to start with just some very gentle movement. Now begin to roll through your ankle. If that feels good, you can stay with that. Or maybe open your right knee wide to the right. Or even take your right knee across your body to any amount. Or do this with movement. So circling through your right hip. And if you're circling your hip or your ankle, don't forget to do the other side or the other direction. Then clasp your hands behind your right thigh. And without straightening your leg yet, press your right knee away from you. And then you can stay here or gently begin to straighten your right leg to or towards the sky. Rebend your right knee, cross your right ankle over your left knee, spread your toes wide, your right toes wide, and flex your ankle. You can stay here or hug your legs in closer. Prasukhi Randrasana. Keep your legs crossed, but lower your left foot to the mat if it was lifted. Then snuggle your right knee all the way up against your left knee. It's almost like you're sitting in a cross-legged position. Then you can keep your legs like this or tuck your right toes behind your left calf. That second wrap is optional. Scoot your hips a little bit to the right and then lower your legs to the left. All right, now you may feel that your right shoulder has gotten a little light and that your left shoulder is tucked under a little bit. So press your left elbow and your head against the mat, lift your left shoulder off the mat, turn your shoulders back to the right, and then lower them down. You may even feel that as a deepening of the twist. Good. Come back to center, uncross your legs, and scoot your hips to center as well. And then let's do the second side. Hug your left knee into your chest, first just with stillness. And then add some movement. Again, that might be rolling through your left ankle, or open your left hip to the left side, or bring your left leg across your body to any amount, or even roll your left leg in circles. And if you're circling in one direction through your hip or ankle, circle through the other direction. Then clasp your hands behind your left thigh. First, keep your left knee bent, press your left thigh away from you. You can stay here or begin to straighten your left leg to the sky. A gentle hamstring stretch. We're not going for our deepest hamstring stretch in this one. Then rebend your left knee, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex your left ankle, spread your toes wide. Again, you can stay here or hug your legs in closer. Keep your legs crossed and lower your right foot back to the mat if it was lifted. Spread your arms wide. Snuggle your left knee over your right knee. Again, you can add that second wrap if you want to. Scoot your hips a little to the left and lower your knees to the right. Then, if you feel your left shoulder a little light, your right shoulder a little tucked under, press your right elbow into the mat, lift your right shoulder, turn your shoulders back to the left and lower them down. Bring your legs back to center and uncross them. Let's take a big full body stretch. And then bend your knees, roll to your side and press yourself up to seated. Again, I'm going to use my blanket to sit on, but it's optional. And then take your right knee bent in front of you and then cross your left knee over your right knee. Now, this may be a little intense in your body, so one way to make it less intense is to straighten your bottom right leg. So feel free to take that option instead if that's going to work better for your body. And then no matter which position your legs are in, you can stay upright. I'm feeling a lot of sensation myself upright, or you can fold it forward by walking your hands forward and lowering your chest down towards your knee. Good. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up. Then let's switch the cross of our legs. So your left leg will go in front, bent in front, and your right knee will bend over top of it, getting your knees as close as possible. Again, feel free to straighten your left leg if you need to. And then you can stay upright or walk your hands forward to fold. Good. Walk your hands back up, lift your chest, and uncross your legs. So let's do a second variation of that pose, Gomukhasana. All right, so for this one, I'm going to come to my hands and knees and then slide your right knee back behind your left knee. Squeeze your feet towards each other, walk your hands back, and lift your chest up to sit back towards your heels. Now, to lessen the intensity, you just lean forward to bring some weight into your hands. To increase the intensity, you walk back. Feels a little bit like a calf smashing here, but if you can imagine, if you're familiar with eagle pose, this is very similar to the legs in eagle pose. Just another breath, and then walk your hands forward and unwind your legs. All right. Let's do the second side. Cross your left knee behind your right, and this may be enough, and you can stay right here. That would be great. Or slowly begin to walk your hands back, finding the position that feels the best in your body. It's pretty intense. Great. Walk your hands forward, uncross your legs. Okay, tabletop. And if you have that blanket and want some padding for your knees, just unfold the blanket and slide it underneath them. All right, now inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky for a little twist, and then exhale, sweep your right arm underneath your left. Thread the needle. You can stay right here. You could also walk your left arm out alongside your left ear, or even wrap your left arm behind your back. Come back to center. And let's switch sides. Reach your left arm high and sweep it underneath your right. And again, feel free to add on with your arms, either straighten your right arm alongside your ear or wrap your right arm behind your back. And then come back to center to tabletop. Now let's set up this tabletop really well. So look down at your hands. Ensure that the crease of your wrist is parallel to the front edge of your mat. And then widen your hands so that your middle finger lines up with your outer shoulder. And then bring some space between your fingers and grip the ground with your finger pads. Walk your knees back behind your hips, curl your toes under, lift your hips up, and stretch them back, downward facing dog. It's our first down dog, so if you want to move a little bit, please feel free. You could pedal your feet. You could bend both knees. You could even swing your heels to one side to get a side stretch. Be sure to do both sides. Good. Then look forward between your hands and slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands until you're in a standing forward fold at the front of your mat. Bend your knees if the backs of your legs are feeling tight. And then inhale, lengthen your spine, come up halfway, and bring your hands to your waist. Roll your shoulders towards the sky. Press into your legs, rise all the way up to standing. Sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. All right, I'm going to turn to face you, and our first standing pose is going to be Utkatasana, or chair pose. So if it's more comfortable for you to stand with your feet hip width distance, please stand with your feet hip width distance, or even wider than that is fine too. If you prefer to bring your big toes to touch, that's great as well. So with your big toes touching and your legs together, squeeze your knees towards each other and bend your knees. If your feet are hip width distance or wider, tone your legs strong as you bend your knees. Make sure that your knees stay over your ankles and don't collapse in towards the center. So you'll have to work some inner thighs, some outer thighs, and glutes to keep your knees over your ankles. Sound good? All right, let's do it. Whichever version you've chosen. Squeeze your legs strong, tone your belly in, bend your knees, lift your chest, and reach your arms up to the sky. Keep your belly strong. That'll protect your low back because there is a little bit of a back bend in this pose. Sit a little deeper, lift your chest up. Take one more breath. Good. Then come all the way up and release your arms down. Shake it out. Okay. So we're working towards eagle pose, like I said at the beginning. And so let's redo chair pose and add our eagle arms. Let's do the arms first. Take your arms wide and then wrap your right arm under your left arm. Your first option is just to give yourself a big hug. And if this feels really good, stay here with your arms. The next option is to take the backs of your hands together. So that's option 2. Option 3 is to wrap one more time and bring your palms to touch. Now, all 3 of those options are going to give you a nice stretch through the backs of your shoulders. So pick the option that feels the best in your body. That's the most important thing. Then keep your arms as they are, squeeze your legs strong, lift your chest, tone your belly, and bend your knees. Remember, if your feet are hip width distance, ensure that your knees stay over your ankles and don't collapse in towards each other. Tone your belly back, lift your chest, pull your elbows down. Good, come all the way up, release your arms. You've got another side, swing your left arm under your right and hug your shoulders. Now, often in poses that are asymmetrical, so there's 2 sides, one side may feel really different than the other. So feel free to choose a different arm option on this side if that would feel better for your body. So either hug your shoulders, backs of your hands together, or palm to palm. Squeeze your legs strong, tone your belly in, lift your chest up, and bend your knees. Tone your belly again. Lift your chest again. Sit a little deeper. Good. Come up. Unwind your arms. Stretch them up. Big full body stretch. And then release. Okay, let's do the legs. So again, either feet together or hip width distance. Bend your knees. Just keep your hands at your hips for this one. Then lift your right leg up and think about that Gomukhasana, that really, they were both intense, but that second intense one where your legs were close together. Cross your right leg high over your left leg. And then either squeeze your legs together here or maybe take that second wrap and tuck your right toes behind your left calf. Then, see, my hips are kind of pointing off to the side. Slowly, because movement makes balance hard, square your hips forward. Sit deep. Lift your chest. Good. Unwind. Shake your legs out. Let's do the second side. Okay. Bend your knees. And so when we start with bent knees, it makes it easier, not easy, easier to get your left leg high over your right. And the higher your left leg is over your right, the easier it will come to take that second wrap. But again, that second wrap is optional. Cross your left leg high over your right. Either squeeze your legs together here or tuck your toes behind your calf. And then if your hips have kind of moved off to the side, square them slowly back to center. Sit deep, lift your chest. Squeeze your legs in. Good. Unwind, shake your legs out. Okay, we're going to put it all together. Let's do the arms first. Take your arms wide. Sweep your right arm under your left, finding your eagle pose arms, whichever of those variations felt the best for you. Squeeze your legs strong, bend your knees, lift your right leg high, cross it high over your left leg. Either squeeze your legs together here or tuck your toes, square your hips back to center, tone your belly, stay with the balance, I'm wobbling. Pull your belly in, lift your chest up, sit deep. This is Garudasana or eagle pose. Great. Unwind, stretch up. Last side, swing your left arm under your right. Find your eagle arms. Tone your legs, tone your belly. Bend your knees. Lift your left leg up, cross it high over your right. Squeeze your legs together there or tuck your toes. Then square your hips forward. Sit deep, tone your belly back, lift your chest up. There's a lot going on. Good. Unwind. Reach up. Beautiful. Exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Nice job. All right. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale. Sweep your arms up. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale. Walk your feet back. Lower your knees down to tabletop. Bring your big toes to touch and your knees wide. Child's pose. Press your hips back towards your hips and lower your forehead down to the mat. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up. If it's comfortable on your knees, sit back on your knees. But if this doesn't feel good, just swing your legs around and come to a regular seated position. Then, to stretch out our shoulders, clasp your hands behind your back, lift your chest, and straighten your arms. Now, if this clasp doesn't come easily for you, you can also bring your hands to your waist and roll your shoulders back from there. We're just trying to get a good stretch across the front of our chest and shoulders after the eagle arms. Great. Release. Lie down onto your back. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. You can add some movement here. It might feel nice to rock a little side to side. Then spread your arms wide like a T and twist to your right. Bring your knees back to center and twist over to your left. Bring your knees back to center. Hook them in one final time. You can do this with stillness or movement, or if happy baby would feel even better, you can grab your feet. Again, with stillness or movement there. Or if there's something completely different that your body needs before you rest, please take the time to do that now. Great, and then when you are ready, let's find our final resting position. So that could be Shavasana, where your arms and legs are outstretched. But if lying flat on your back like this doesn't feel good, then you have lots of options. You could bend your knees and rest the soles of your feet on the mat. If you have that blanket, you could slide the blanket underneath your knees or your hips or even your head. Feel free, could even lie on your side or just take a completely different position. The only requirement is that you are able to take a few moments to rest. So once you found your resting position, let your breath begin to soften. Consciously release any lingering effort or tension in your body. And for the next few moments, just rest. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bring small movements back to your body. You can wiggle your fingers and toes or roll your wrists and ankles. Feel free to reach your arms overhead for a full body stretch. Bend your knees. Roll to one side. And press yourself up to seated. Find a comfortable seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Lift your heart. Bring your palms together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Your eyes can remain closed or just let your gaze soften down to the mat. I like to end class with an invocation of peace. When we say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, we're asking for peace for ourselves, for our family and our community, and for the world as a whole. So let's take a big, full, deep breath in together. And together we say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Begin to rub your palms together, generating some heat between them. Gently cup your palms over your eyes. Blink your eyes open and release your hands down. Thank you so much for giving my channel a try. I hope you join us. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. My email is beth@bluelizardyoga.com. I hope to see you on your mat.